Hi everybody, I'm Alex. I'm the Animal Programs Manager here at the Kauai Humane Society, and today we're talking about keeping your kitten warm. So when kittens are this small, neonate age is what we call them, they cannot regulate their own body temperatures, and it's vital that you maintain that warmth and maintain that high body temperature, because when their bodies get too cold, they shut down, and you run the risk of fading kitten syndrome, where kittens just start to rapidly deteriorate. So here we use a number of different tactics, a number of different tools to keep kittens warm. We have our incubator right here, and this helps just keep a consistent temperature. Right now we have it at 81 degrees here inside of the incubator to keep them warm. Something else we have that we actually send with fosters is these snuggle kitties, and there is a heat pad in here as well as a little heart, and this heart creates like the heartbeat sound sensation to bring them comfort as well. Other things that we send with our fosters to use to keep kittens warm are our Snuggle Safe heating pad. These comes with a cute little washable top, and they are really nice and easy. You just pop them into the microwave. There's instructions for times right on the back, and that stays warm for a very, very long time. And the last thing we have is our electrical heat pad. So these you just plug into an outlet, choose your heat setting, and just kind of monitor it as it gets warmer. So again, it's super important that these kittens stay warm. Their bodies cannot function if they get too cold. If you try to feed them when they're too cold, they cannot digest it. They can't get the nutrients they need from it, and it could lead to them failing. So it's just very, very, very important that when kittens are this young, you keep them warm, you keep them safe. Do not leave them in a cold place. Do not let them sit and get too wet. Don't leave them in a situation where their body temperature can drop to a dangerous level and lead to them failing.
I'm Christian, Animal Programs Coordinator with the Kauai Humane Society, and this is Panda. And Panda is going to teach us a little bit how to bottle feed a kitten today. He has already eaten a little bit, so we might have a little bit trouble getting him to suckle, and some kittens have a little hard time anyways. So we'll see what we can get out of this little guy. So in this case, I used a miracle nipple and a syringe. You can also use a bottle and whatever nipples that you get supplied to you or that you buy from the store. But I like the miracle nipples. They're just a little bit easier to use, and for measuring purposes, I really like to use a syringe so I can see exactly how much they're eating and how many times per day, and that way I can track their little belly's weight as well. So I'm gonna start by having a little warm milk in this syringe. And like I said, this kitten has already eaten, but what you want to do is keep them pretty level. Don't like tilt them up or tilt them down. And then you want to offer them the nipple. And usually some of them will suckle, but sometimes you have to encourage and they'll bite it a little bit. So what you can do is you can actually squirt a tiny bit in their mouth. And sometimes, once they get a good taste of it, they'll start suckling. It's almost there. So as you can see, it's making muffins just like it would with its mom. And now it's starting to suckle. It's getting the hang of it. To mix the formula, we do 1 part of the powder to 2 parts water. So if you use 1 teaspoon of powder, you're gonna have 2 teaspoons of water. It's just to completely dilute it. Sometimes that isn't quite enough water depending on how precisely you've measured it, so you just want to throw a little bit of more water in there, and you do want to start out with warm water, not hot, because it's just like a regular baby. If it's too hot, then it can burn their little mouths or hurt their tummies. So you just want it to be warm enough to where if you can place it here on the skin of your arm and it's not too hot, then that's probably okay for them as well. And then you also want to make sure that they're warm whenever you're feeding them, because if they're not, they can't properly digest it, and it will also hurt their tummies.
So when kittens are this small, they can fluctuate weight very rapidly every day. So it's really important that you keep track of their weight and make sure that they continue to grow steadily. If a kitten begins to plateau or decrease in weight, that can be an early warning sign of something more serious going on. And you want to make sure you can catch it quickly and catch it before anything bad can happen. So when we send kittens out to foster, we actually send them with these cute little digital scales. So we like them to be weighed using the pounds, ounces. You just place them onto the scale. and then you just want to track the weight. And usually you want to do this at least once a day, and you want to make sure that you do it at the same time every day and kind of on the same schedule. So you don't want to weigh them one day before they eat, the next day after they eat, because you're going to get kind of a crazy uneven tracking. Whereas if you weigh them after on the same schedule every single day, you're going to get kind of a consistent idea of how they're growing. And that's super important to their well-being. Gotta make sure they're growing big and strong.
This is Seal. She's our brand new little girl kitten. We just got her in probably about 15 minutes ago. So she's gonna help us demonstrate how to potty a kitten. So if you've never pottied a kitten or heard of having to potty them, their mom usually stimulates them to use the bathroom, to pee, to poop, and all of that stuff. Since this little one doesn't have her mom, we have to do that for her. So you just want to grab a rag, and you want it to be a little bit warm because it simulates how their mom would feel. And then you want to lift their tail so that you're able to access them, and you want to rub their little booties with the rag. And usually they pee pretty immediately, but sometimes they don't poop every single time, but they usually will. And you want to potty them about once every time they eat, if not before and after. And that's how you potty a kitten.
And here we're going to talk about a couple things you can do and provide your kitten to bring them some sense of comfort. One of the things that we've kind of touched upon before is the Snuggle Kitty. So inside of the Snuggle Kitty, there is a little heart that if you turn it on, produces a heartbeat. And that just brings them comfort and helps to calm them. It's like having their mother next to them. They can feel the heartbeat. And they are calmed by that. Another thing you can do is take a toothbrush, and you can kind of simulate the mother's grooming by gently brushing them with the toothbrush. This stimulates their whole body, just as if their mother was licking them. Just very, very softly. Just do that a few times every day.
Put him down just a little. Up there, right there. Hey, buddy. Squirm, squirm, squirm. Oh my gosh. So cute.